um, Japanese man with a black woman. Um, and yeah, he's the just got drafted to the NFL in the seventh round.
Oh,
Was
okay,
he the
yeah.
very last one taken?
No, he was the pick before the pick, very last one taken.
You didn't even get that on there.
No. And yeah, so he's the long shot. He knows that he comes from a school that's not known for football, rather than his basketball program. Is what it is. He's kind of a local guy. He's from over here, Rochester, New York, and he's a huge 90210 fan. Um, and Legos,
And Lego.
all about it, all about it.
Did he have a pack of Legos with him on our hiking trip?
Maybe, probably, maybe. Um, yeah, he's a fifth year senior because he got redshirted, and he graduated this year with a physical education degree.
Alright. Joseph, why don't you tell us about Jeff?
Yes, Jeff. Jeff is a student from from the far off land of Seattle. Perhaps you've heard of it. He is learning a bit about electronics here, but in all reality, it may or may not be a front for his legal business practices, where he may or may not theoretically, of course, change the grades of some of his fellow students for pocket change. But that's all hearsay and conjecture. You'll never prove anything, even if I tell you, because you're not recording me right now. There's no evidence of this. That yellow thing on the top right, that's fake.
You put it there, just to make us think.
Yes, you'll fall into my trap. Oh, and I'm the greatest rad racer player to ever live in the history of the world. I'm the multiple-time world champion of the Nintendo Olympics. I'm just the most unbeatable person ever. And I may or may not have cheated that as well, but they'll never find that out.
Beautiful. Oh, let's see. Chex, tell us about Randy.
Randy, the guy that always seems to be around, even though no one invited him. The
Oh, you're that guy. I love it.
I'm that guy in real life as well.
Oh, nice.
Me too.
I'll try not to kill you then.
Oh, appreciated. Yeah, he's the kid that's always around, you know, wearing the Sonic Youth or Mudhoney t-shirt and the ripped jeans. The type of guy that only really you keep around because he manages to source all the weed, the mushrooms, the beer, all that kind of stuff. So you tolerate him. He's about 21, skinny, fairly tall. Really, he is unskilled in pretty much anything. He's just a slacker.
So he is that guy. And Aaron, how about Leonardo?
I feel like all of us are that guy to some extent or another, just in different niches.
Basically, yes.
Leonardo's your pretty stereotypical fucking ridiculously wealthy-rich kid. He's tall, handsome, excellent smile because of his top-notch dentist, and he has pretty much lived an entire life of luxury and leisure. He always picks up the hottest women in school, and he always drives the nicest cars. He's also a member of the Greek Council, which gives him a considerable amount of leeway over a lot of people, which he uses liberally. But a lot of people tolerate him because, though as obnoxious as he may be, he does throw money around like he doesn't care about it. And if you're on his good side, chances are he'll buy you things just because, or he'll take you out and treat you to dinner or whatever. He's here because he's good buddies with Rhett, and he's friends with most of the jocks on campus. And Rhett challenged him and said that he's a bitch, and he couldn't hang it in the woods if he tried. And Leonardo is like, "I'll show you, bruh." And he's trying real hard to be like relatable and cool, but he's really a little too smart for it. But he's just like that. He's kind of arrogant. So he's out here in the woods trying to prove that he can hang, but really he can't because his life of luxury, he is so unaccustomed to hard limit that he can barely handle mosquitoes. So this is going to be interesting.
So what did Leonardo wear out to go on this hiking trip?
He uses better judgment. He decided to leave his, I don't know what kind of fashion designers were around back then, but his suit at home. And he's just wearing polos, khakis, and very sadly, dress shoes. Sadly, he's now well equipped for the adventure. Though he does have
not even boat shoes, huh?
No.
I'm picturing all Tommy Hilfiger since he's kind of local to the area.
Yeah, I don't know much about fashion, sadly. But he does have a backpack, and it seems that it's stuffed to the literal brim. Like, he's one of those guys, he cannot go out with all the things he thinks he needs, and he needs everything. He's got hair products, he's got deodorant, he's got bug spray. He doesn't have any things you actually need to go camping, but he has everything else. And that's a Leonardo.
Hey, that might come in handy.
You need to smell nice,
Morgan, look at my name thing.
Yeah, his backpack literally looks like it's exploding with just crap he doesn't need.
And he was the leader of the student council, or the Greek council, right?
Yeah, Greek council. I took that from Revenge of the Nerds.
Yep.
Totally. That's why he gets along with all the jocks, because the jocks are also on the Greek council.
Yeah.
Rich kids and jocks. That's all. We rule this bitch.
And Rhett thinks you're a little bitch. It's really what just the answer is.
It's true. It's true. Everybody does. It's okay. But he at the same time, it's like we're good buddies.
Yeah.
Buddies. All right, so you guys are deep into the forest on your first day. You guys are what's called Uihlein Forest, and it lies on the outskirts of Cornell.
Did we hear Joe?
Yeah, he plays Jeff, the
Oh.
hacker.
Yeah, that all melded. Yeah, that all melded into one. Sorry.
Nope, that's okay. So yeah, you guys are in what's called the Uihlein Forest, or sometimes it would be considered Cornell Forest, as the Cornell campus overtook this forest for all their studies and stuff. Way back in the 1700s and 1800s, it was almost like a Salem witch trial sort of area. A lot of these places were very, very religious. They ended up, burning some of these witches at the stakes, and the stories have been passed down through the generations. From what you guys know, there's no true history of this, but you've definitely heard the stories on campus and around town. And, it's kind of like a pretty common urban legend for this area. The forest is quite large, and it kind of encompasses about 4 large valleys and hills. There's a large forest a large road that goes all the way around the forest, but the forest itself is pretty much sectioned right off. Your first day through, it's just your typical hike. You can kind of walk along, you follow a few different gorges, you see some of the local sites around the outskirts of this forest, and everything's, pretty much normal. You were given a map by the student council, so I guess, Leonardo, you probably would have been handling the map since you would have had it. And it shows some different paths that move through the forest and stuff. There's some areas that have been marked off as dangerous and areas you shouldn't want to go to, which clearly that is the area that you would want to go to, just to show poor Leonardo up and make sure that he gets his money's worth for this map that he has.
Yeah.
And if you follow this main path through the forest, it'll eventually come out on the opposite side where some local friends and stuff have a car set up for you so that when you get out, you can head on back home and, head on off for summer break. So as the first night falls, everything's went quite smoothly and stuff. You guys sit around a large campfire that you've set up. Some logs are kind of piled down. You have a nice seat. You got some burnt hot dogs on stick and some marshmallows, maybe a few s'mores if you'd like. What have you guys come across today? Anything, that you felt was strange or curious or... I'll ask Rhett. What did you see today that was rather odd?
Leonardo didn't shit himself. That's pretty odd. I thought that absolutely was going to happen today, and I'm going to commend that guy. But also, we were walking along, and I was looking down through the trees and such, and I could have sworn I saw something moving back in there. And then I looked, and I was about to tell Leo about it, and I looked back, and it was gone. So there was nothing to tell him. But it was so quick. It was just it was a human figure. I can't tell you any much more than that, really.
It was an alien. Maybe you played E.T. It's the greatest game ever made. Maybe he's following up.
Hey, bro, wasn't that a movie first?
What? I don't know.
Movies.
I mean, you can't make money playing movies. Not playing video games. That's where the money's at. You see, in 20 years, there's going to be this thing called esports. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be incredible. People are going to get paid millions of dollars to play video games. And I'm going to be the first one.
Oh, well, good luck with that, buddy. I'm going to go play a real sport and definitely make millions of dollars right now. So, good luck with that. Who is... And I look over at Leo and I go, hey, Leo, who is this guy?
Oh, isn't he your friend?
I don't know, man.
I don't know this kid.
I also don't know.
I'm his tutor. I make sure that he gets A's on all his tests, and you know how dumb he is, so I do a lot of extra work for him.
I've never met you before in my life.
Who?
Who?
All right, perhaps,
what?
Say that again, and perhaps your dad might find out about your bad grades.
My grades are excellent.
Yeah.
I was privately tutored.
Yeah, by me.
I've never met you before in my life. Have you attended a Greek council meeting? Did you vote on Section 8?
I've never seen this guy in my life there.
Me. Who invited this guy?
Alright.
Randy, is he your friend?
Who's Randy? Is that the guy is that the guy that's been following us? Is he E.T.? Are you E.T.?
I'm not E.T.
They should make a movie about you.
I'm ugly, but I'm not that ugly.
Well, I mean, I suppose.
I do not know what's going on. Hey, alright, so, who... Okay, you just started pointing along and going, I know this guy, but who are you two guys?
Oh, I'm actually here to talk a business with your buddy Leo, but it's all on the down low, so maybe we'll talk later.
Okay, but that doesn't say who you are. And shakes his head at you.
Well, Mr. 7th round pick, I...
Oopsie.
You muted yourself, dude.
God damn it! These computers... I'm supposed to be a computers expert, and I don't understand. Yeah, I'm an electrician and computer expert, and in 10 years, you're gonna be able to talk with everybody in the whole world on these, face to face. It's gonna be just the best thing ever.
That sounds great, man. Can you do it on these? Do you have one now?
Do I have what right now?
The communicator you're talking about.
Oh, yeah, well, that's a computer. Well, you can't carry a computer. Computers are pretty big. I can't just take one to the woods. I mean, maybe if they can reduce it to the size of a phone, I might be able to someday, but not today. That'll never happen, though. But no, you know, if we come upon some sort of thing in the forest here, I can get it working. Don't worry about it.
Leo goes to take a piss in the woods, and while he's taking a piss, he hears, woohoo, woohoo, and he freaks the fuck out because he's He has no idea what that is. And he's like, oh my god. Woohoo! Woohoo! He's like, oh, what is that? And he comes running back. Guys! There's someone in the woods! There's a guy out there!
Wait, did you fountain piss all over the place?
No, he already pissed.
Oh no, that's what I mean. But when you got scared when you were peeing, did you do like the fountain thing all over the place?
Because he's running back.
All over free, baby. I'm not going to ruin this polo. You should know better.
That sounds like an owl.
He's unaccustomed to being outside, so he actually pissed into the wind.
Yeah, I think that might have happened.
Some guy was out there asking me who I was. I couldn't see him, but I could hear him.
And what did he say?
He said, who? Who's out there?
Wait, did he say who and then ask you who again? Over and over and over and over and over and over again?
Yeah, he's probably drunk.
Oh, I know who that is.
You know that
Hey.
guy?
It's an owl.
And
From my experience in video games, they always give you tutorials and help you on your way.
what?
I just look at you dumbfounded. I have no idea. What you said just went so far over my head.
Yeah.
Basically, they give you the lessons on how to be good at life. Kind of like how I give you lessons on how to pass your classes.
The fuck is an owl?
It's a bird.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. You're gonna break his brain.
I know.
Don't worry about it.
It's okay. My tutoring always pays off.
You're getting paid to tutor this guy? I don't think you're getting paid enough.
Yeah.
Well, let's be honest. There's no amount of tutoring in the world that'll fix his grades. Sometimes you just have to get someone to help fix your grades, you know.
Well, he's daddy's money anyways. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, don't worry about it. I mean, it's daddy. It's a proper investment. Think of it, you know, a couple $1,000. You get some A's when you should have F's. It's just a good investment.
All right, so as you guys are, kind of arguing around the campfire and stuff, you can hear this owl in the distance giving off its callings throughout the night. Eventually, a slow sort of drizzle starts to come down, eventually starting to put out your flames and stuff. Did you guys bring anything to actually camp in, or what did you bring? Sleeping tents, bags?
Yeah, I already put up my tent. You said that we were already into the hanging out after the setup.
Yep.
So yeah, I brought my tent and all set up stuff.
Yeah, these tents
It's a
are
nice
super,
tent.
Yep,
It's
these
a really
tents
nice tent.
These tents are super easy to put up. They have the instructions here written out. It's only 35 steps. Can't be that hard. It's like soldering a motherboard together, you know? That easy.
I mean, I imagine that
I think you got the wrong tent.
we have like a multi-person tent here. Rhett knows that Leo has no idea what he's doing when he's camping, so I mean...
And that's why I got a big tent, and you and I are gonna sleep in that big tent there, Leo. Don't worry about it. Buddy.
Thanks, homie.
All right.
I just want to make sure that you go on this trip so you can tell your dad that you went camping. That's all it's for. You know that.
My dad's gonna be so proud of me.
No, he's not gonna fucking care like usual, dude. Sorry.
He'll be impressed.
It's just the reality of your life, dude. I'm sorry. But hey, you're gonna come hang out with me, and we're gonna make things happen. Don't worry about it. We already talked about this. Okay? But he's not gonna notice. And then when you tell him, he's gonna be like, "Oh, like he usually is." Right?
He just kind of looks down and, yeah.
And I'm sorry, man. I'm not, but dude, I got some cold ones. They're really piss warm right now, so we should probably get when we find the next water source, we'll put them in the water and they'll cool down. And but yeah, so not tonight, guys. Next time. I have cold ones tomorrow.
Yeah, Leo, don't worry if your dad hates you. I mean, my dad never thought I'd be a success either. He says that only nerds play video games for a living. And I proved him wrong, of course.
Yeah, once I complete my master's in business, I want to own my own company one day, and I'm going to show him.
I'm sure you'll do very well with your vast knowledge of business, right? Yes.
He kind of perks up, his chest expands, his ego is stroked.
Yes, you're the greatest businessman I've ever met.
He flashes you that very pearly white, obviously dentist enhanced smile.
Well, you know, I think you should worry a little bit less about business and a bit more about optics. Yes. See, you hire people to do all the hard stuff, and you have the hardest job of all, and that's putting on a good smile and impressing the media. That's the true value in the company.
He just noddingly approves.
As you guys kind of, settle in for the night, you can see that this rain is starting to pick up heavier and heavier until eventually it's just a solid downpour that's coming down around you. These guys kind of make yourself into those tents and stuff. The night kind of rolls by. Nothing too much out of the ordinary. There's a bit of a thunderstorm that rolls through. About 3 or so in the morning, things kind of lighten up. And the storm subsides a bit. You can get that musty, earthy sort of smell from the forest. When you guys wake up in the morning, Rhett and Leo, as you guys are in your tent, you kind of start to wake up. You can see the sun kind of come up on the horizon a little bit. You can feel the steam rising around this tent as it starts to just get really, really hot in your tent. Outside of it, the whole outside of your tent stuff, you can just see hundreds and hundreds of tiny flies that are like crawling around on the windows, on the door, all along the top of the tarp and everything. Randy and Jeff, as you guys get out of your tents and you kind of stretch for the morning stuff, you can see that the tent that they have is just rolling with steam, and there's hundreds and thousands of flies buzzing around it.
Wait, outside of my tent?
Yes, on all over your tent.
There's steam coming out of there. Ooh, they must have been hot and heavy in there.
Well, I would definitely wake up and start panicking. I'd be like, oh my god, oh my god, what's going on? He would just start freaking out.
Sit down.
Every now and then, a few of them kind of come through the small little crevices in the tarps of the tent and stuff, so you got a couple dozen of them flying around inside.
Yeah, he just
When
keeps trying to smack him out of the air. It's hopeless.
How big are these flies?
Like big blowflies, those really dumb ones that kind of buzz around and smack into your head all the time.
Oh, no. And hundreds of thousands of them?
Yep,
That's like a lot of...
swarming your tent.
Like, could I get out of it without at all? Like, they're just swarming in my tent. I'm screwed.
I mean, they don't bite or anything. You could definitely go out. There's just a lot of them around.
What I do is I reach into my pack and I grab a deodorant can and I start spraying them. But it's a futile effort, but he does.
Oh yeah, some of them will kind of drop down, wiggling around in this foamy deodorant that you spray down. It just gets more of these things kind of buzzing around you, so they're bopping off your head and your body. Some of them you can feel crawling around on your skin.
Disgusting.
All right. I just straight look at Leo and go, all right, we just gotta bust out. It's like, okay, you know how oh no, you don't know that. So we're gonna try something you've never done in your whole life called exercise. You're gonna hit the door. We're gonna open it, and then you're gonna run out like the lead blocker, and I'm gonna run right behind you. All right. It's gonna be awesome. You want to? It's gonna be. Come on. So, and I grab him, and I basically pick him up and pull him right to the front door, and I show him where the zipper is, and and tell him how to unzip it, and I go, you're gonna do that, and then run straight out the door right after you open it.
He kind of
do you need to put any clothes or anything on? I just, this is we need to be quick, because if you don't go quick through there, you're gonna get bit to shit up. Just run.
Yeah, he listens intently. He's like, yeah, and he puts his clothes on, and he kind of he smacks himself in the face a little, like he really needs to psych himself up to do this. Like, it shouldn't be that big a deal, but to him it is. So he's like,
it's all right, buddy. We got this. So a few more, I'm assuming, have come through, Morgan, at this point. And I go, okay. So there are little enemies up there. See them? There are little enemies, and you just run like a scared little bitch you are, and run right out the door. All right? And I shake my head at him.
I'm just gonna pretend they're the freshmen.
Yes, good answer. Whatever you got it, whatever your picture is, man. Whatever, just
Those
run.
disgusting, dirty, sweaty freshmen. Okay, I got this.
Okay.
So
He
just
hypes
pretend
himself
they're-
up and he rushes out.
Oh,
But he
no.
trips and he falls. He
dude.
face plants in the dirt. He's got dirt in his face, and the flies start letting him. No, get off me, freshman! And he picks himself up and starts like half-ass running.
Leo, just pretend that they're women asking for child support. Let's go. Let's get out of here.
All right, so
As soon as you
I-
open that
I
zipper
lo-
and he face plants, you can see more of these things just kind of like buzz into the tent. So
Yeah,
they're like
and-
bouncing off of you and crawling around on you.
the door's open though, right? Like, so I hit that like a hole that I've seen a million times, playing football, and I go right through all the bugs and everything, and I know, I remember what was in front of me. I know the fire pit's right in front of me, so I take a quick right, make sure I don't do it, and I run, and I figure I should be out of the bugs after I get near where the fire pit was. Is that true?
Yep.
Okay.
As soon as you get out there, you can see when you stop and finally gather your senses and turn around, you can see
Yeah.
Leo's face planted in the ground, trying to get these things off him as he dances about. You
No,
still
and
covered in the swarms of these things.
Yeah.
Right on the back side of your tent where you staked it into the ground, you can see what looks to be some sort of pile of like meat or intestines or something has been kind of piled on each corner of the four corners of your tent.
What?
That's what seems to be drawing all of these flies.
Hey guys, Hey Randy, you see this?
That's when you realise that as soon as you've run out your tent, you've actually knocked Randy on his ass.
Okay.
You've been noticed.
Yeah.
Lying sprawled on the ground down at your feet.
Yeah,
he
and
rolls over and looks. Oh, jeez.
And I give him a hand, help him up, and I go, you ever seen anything like this before? It's kind of gross.
Ugh.
I'm just
So-
glad it wasn't spiders. Yeah, spiders are. Those bugs are alright, and he flicks a few more off of them. Yeah, but yeah, if those are spiders, I don't know. I might have died in that tent. Never come out. Giggles.
Definitely seen them in at least 2 or 3 different NES games. Was it Castlevania? What game was? Wait, what are we talking about? Talking about the bugs?
Yes, young man. Talking
Yeah,
about the real life bugs that are right fucking there.
Well, there's plenty of real life bugs. I mean, have you ever found that bug in the game where you can skip right to the last level? Oh, it's a great bug. Very real.
Oh yeah. And I look over to Randy and Leo that I'm sure is still rolling on the ground trying to get all the bugs off him. And I go, what the fuck is this kid talking about? I have no idea.
You might have got into my mushroom stash during the night. I put them in an animal crackers box.
Oh, wait. So you guys have never played Space Invaders? Ever? Galaga.
Yeah, a couple times.
I think you are a space invader.
Nah, that's true, but yeah, I played the video games a couple times, man, but
You see, I'm going to tell you a secret. There's a specific spot you can stand in that game, and aliens cannot hit you. You're invincible. You're a god. If we can just find that spot, these bugs won't be able to get to us.
right. So what else do we see around? That's it, Morgan. It's nothing.
Yep. The fire looks like it's pretty much normal. Everybody else's tent is normal. Everything has just been piled around your tent. Just these, where each of the 4 stakes on the 4 corners of your tent, there's just a large pile of steaming. Looks like intestines of some sort of animal. And there's
It's
thousands of these
daytime?
flies. Yep, it's early morning, so like 7 a.m. Sun's just kind of coming up on the horizon. You can see all the fog and the steam coming off the ground from the night's rain before.
So Leonardo reaches into his pockets and he grabs out a pack of cigarettes, Newports, of course, because that Rich can smoke. And he grabs his other pocket, he grabs a Zippo, and he, with very shaky hands, he lights the lighter and lights the cigarette. Sorry, just his hands are shaking terribly, though. You wouldn't think it'd be that bad if it's just some flies, but it really is. It's like, that was hardcore, man. My dad's not going to believe this.
Nope.
So, what, did one of you guys do this?
Why the fuck would I do that to my own tent? That doesn't make any sense.
You were talking about winding up Leo. It's a good way to do it. I'd be freaked out. I'm freaked out a little bit.
Well,
If one of us didn't do it, then there's obviously someone messing with us.
you know, the hero's journey always starts with some sort of great ordeal that they have to overcome. Maybe you decided that you wanted to toughen them up a little bit, you know? It's dangerous to go alone, you know all that stuff.
Or maybe it's like that one episode of Naruto when, you know, they were trying to get those dates, and then they couldn't. But then at the end, they just went with, you know, the girls. You know, it always works out at the end. Do you guys even know what I'm talking about?
Wait, wasn't that every episode of 90210?
Well, yeah. But it's great,
know.
man.
Kind of remember. I don't remember that episode.
So as you guys, kind of walk around and look at what's left of these intestines, as you get a little bit closer, you can definitely see that they are some sort of animal intestines. And you can see what looks to be blood trails kind of leading up. They all come down the main path, and then they've been kind of plopped down right on the corner of your tent. All the other tents are just fine. As you kind of look around a little bit more, though, something kind of catches your eye up in the corner. When you look up at the large pine tree that's kind of set off to the side, you can just see like this old tattered, what remains of an old tattered blue dress kind of just swaying on part of the branches.
As we're checking out these intestines and the scent of said intestines hit my nostrils, I immediately throw up. Oh, that's disgusting. What did this? This is fucking nasty.
The special effects here are amazing. How does this? Ugh! How does it smell so bad? Ugh!
Because it's real, buddy.
Ugh! What? That would make this like rated M for mature. What?
It's rated. No, it's rated fucking R for RL for real fucking life. That's what it is. All right.
Maybe the rumors were true about this being a haunted forest. Unless it is a ruse designed by the villain to throw us off the trail. Oh God, it is pretty disgusting though.
Okay.
Wait, so we don't have to go any further.
I just let you. I am not a
kind of
pussy.
weird. I'm not saying that I'm a pussy, and yeah, we already know you are one.
I am not
Right.
a prude.
But you know, I got to report to the others in 2 weeks, guys. You know that.
I'm gonna go back into my tent, grab my backpack, clip it, and I'm gonna grab my map
Wait.
out and start checking the map.
Through all the flies.
You know, at this point, I need my gear. Son of a bitch. So.
Yeah, as soon as you kind of get back in your tent, you just disrupt them a bit. So there's just hundreds of these things buzzing around on your clothes, and they get down into your backpack and they're crawling around. You're able to pull it out without a problem. They don't like bite you or anything. You're just a constant nuisance.
I'm terrified, but I need my fucking gear. So.
After he breaks through the wall of the tent and in there, I was like, hey dude, can you grab my pack too, man? Thanks.
Yeah. He grabs me, throws it out of the fucking.
Thanks, bro.
Yeah, he comes back out. He's just like, he's constantly like swiping them off himself. Oh god. He gets on.
You're a good bro.
This is disgusting. Why did I agree to do this?
As you unfold the tent, Leonardo, and you take a look at this the map, as you unfold the map and you take a look at it, you can see that there's a large handprint in the corner of it. You don't remember it being there. It looks like it's like a dark crimsony, rusty sort of color. Has a very coppery sort of smell. And you can see that a line has been drawn that's pretty much followed the path you followed up to now. And then right about where you would kind of picture yourself on the map, there's just a red circle that's been carved, like drawn onto the map, circling your area. None of it which you don't remember it being there before.
Alright, who's the funny guy? Who crept into our tent while we were sleeping? Was it you, Randy? Huh? Think you're funny? Was it you, Jeff? Huh?
I wouldn't know a thing about sneaking around.
Dude, I was out cold last night.
And as he really tries to use his charisma to get the truth from there, he really quickly realized that you guys are telling the truth. And his eyes just kind of go wide, and his flesh just turns a pale, pasty color. And he just kind of looks at the map, and he stares at the crimson.
Maybe they're still hiding in your tent.
What?
Whoever snuck
All right,
in.
guys, this is not funny. Come on now. That map was deep in my backpack, and I slept on that. I don't know how the fuck you guys did that. It's not cool, man.
Hey, Leo.
Yeah, bruh?
I was the last one up. There was nobody that was messing with anybody, I promise.
And he just goes even more pale. He's just pale white at this point. It looks like he's gonna throw up again, but he holds it down.
Jeff, why don't you give me 1 drop? Did you get it?
I don't even know what that means, really.
Oh, I'm sorry. When you do 1 drop, it's just going to be like a 1 die 20. Just don't get a 1. As the game goes, you'll make more and more drops and stuff. I need 1 from Jeff, though.
Jeff.
I can see his mouse cursor moving on his screen, but
Oh, you need me to roll a d20?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even do anything. I'm confused. I'm like, why am I gonna roll a d20? Alright, I passed. I passed by doing nothing.
So is Jeff's kind of watching you guys. As you kind of turn towards him, he can see that he has a bit of a drip, and he kind of wipes the rain off his forehead. You can see that it's actually blood. You can see a few more drops on across his forehead as he kind of wipes off what he thinks is rain.
Can I look up?
Yeah.
And what do I see?
What looks to be an older gentleman, probably in his mid-50s or so, has been kind of hung up in the tree. You can see his arms are out kind of like a marionette that he's been strung up. He has no bottom half. You can just see what, his entire cavity has been cleaned out. And it's just what's left of him is kind of dripping down onto the forest floor. Happens to be where Jeff is standing at the moment.
Huh. Hey, Jeff. You should look up, buddy. That's the real life we're talking about.
Whoa! Guys, I think he might be dead.
You think? He doesn't have anything past his navel, fucker. What are you talking about? You think he's not?
I think he ran out.
Hey, guy!
I think he ran out of hit points, man. Maybe we should get him down.
Hit points?
Aye. Get him down? I'll be getting him down.
Yeah, he can stay up there. He ain't bother me. Hey, guy! The guy Jeff down here wants to talk to you. He thinks you might be alive. Or something.
Well, I know about this, right? Whenever there's a dead body, I've played lots of games, and the way to progress on with the plot is to search the body for clues.
So you should climb up there. That would be fun for you there, Jeff Whiteside.
Yeah,
I don't
that
know
definitely
about
sounds
that.
like you just volunteered.
I don't think so. You're a big strapping guy, right? You're like the 17th round pick, right?
Hey, I've done something in my life, buddy. You've stared at a TV screen, all of it,
Just so
probably.
you know, I am the Nintendo World Champion. Maybe you've seen my blazer. It says 1994 World Champion. Maybe you know a thing or two about that.
I what? What is he talking about? Hey,
I
hey,
You know it's 1990,
I
right?
hey,
I
Joseph. Hey, Joseph.
isn't this game in 1994?
Yeah, 94.
94, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Hey, Jeff.
Yeah.
You're stalling. Are you gonna go up there and check the fucking body, or are you gonna just?
No,
What are you gonna do?
I'm not what do they call it? I'm not proficient in tree climbing.
Hmm.
I need to
How
go to the
about
next
you cut it down?
I need to go to the next dungeon to get that ability.
Just cut it down.
Do you
Very
have
nice.
How high up is this guy hanging, roughly?
Probably about 20 feet or so up at the first level of big branches.
I should have brought a ladder. Could have got across so many watery pits with it.
And so, how is he hanging there? Is he just?
It looks like he's been strung up by like some sort of like a fishing twine or a really thin string of some sort. It kind of looks like it's stitched through some of his skin, so he's kind of hanging up like a marionette, almost like a puppet with his arms out.
Yeah. He
You know
ain't
what?
bothering me.
You know what? I know what to do here. Let me see what I have here. And he kind of searches through, and he's like looking for an item, something he could use. And he finds one of his butter knives, something he uses to cut his food up. He's like, you know what? I'm gonna climb up there, and I'm gonna complete this quest. And you guys are gonna be so proud of me. And he tries to climb up this tree and get up into the branches to cut this person free.
All right. Yeah, climbing up the tree doesn't seem too much of a problem. There's a lot of broken limbs and stuff on this old pine tree as you kind of crawl your way up. Don't seem to be the most physical of sorts. Why don't you give me one drop?
I pass.
All right. So, you make a few little stumbles and stuff as you climb up there. When you get closer to the body, you can see there's definitely an older gentleman, like in his mid-50s or so. You can see that the string, it's a really thin string, almost like a fishing wire, but it's sort of yellowish in color. Has been stitched through his arms, up his forearms, and it kind of ties off into the limbs around him. So he's been strung up there. The lower half of his body looks like almost a clean cut, like some sort of incision or something all the way around, so it just dropped everything right out from his navel cavity right on down.
It's like a T-Rex chewed this guy in half. It's crazy. Alright, so let me just get my butter knife out here. I'll cut this wire down, and you just see him sawing it off. Getting ready to free whatever this corpse is.
When you
Guys,
cut off,
it smells even worse up here, actually. Ugh.
when you cut off one side of it, you can see he kind of swings down a little bit. The weight of him just kind of pulls him tight, and you can see his one arm just rips free. What's left of the torso hits the ground with a real sickening sort of splattery thud. Bits and pieces of it kind of smothering across the ground.
Usually when you cut something free, there's a more satisfying sound. Alright, I cut it free. Maybe you can use your expert training to look through the body.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab one of the carrier bags I brought with me from S-Mart that had all my stuff in it, and use that as a pair of gloves. Just kind of rake through.
From what you look like, it doesn't look like anything, and nobody it doesn't really look like anything specific has happened to him. It just looks like maybe an
A white guy?
corpse. Yeah, he's white. Just an old corpse that's been strung up there. It looks like he's been dead for probably quite a long time, a good couple of weeks or so. A lot of it's rotted away, deteriorated. You can see that thousands of these flies kind of cover the torso. When it hits, they just kind of buzz out along with the maggots.
Does it have any clothing on top of anything? Like it looks absolutely cut, laser cut straight.
Yep, just a straight incision all the way around the midsection. Doesn't wear any kind of clothes. He has a little bit of a tattoo on the one arm that's still left to attach to his body. Kind of looks like a tribal sun.
A tribal sun. Nobody's ever seen this guy.
You said he's older, right?
Yep, in his 50s.
No. It looks a little bit like an old guy in a cave who gives you a weapon, maybe, but no, not that old. I don't know. I don't know him.
Right. Hey, Leo, I think we should pick up the tent, and we should go.
He just kind of looks over at the tent and he sees all the flies. And he immediately, he immediately reaches into his pockets. He pulls out his pack of cigarettes and he lights another one. He's like, I don't know, man. Maybe we should give it a minute.
Well, yeah.
Did that say we get out of here? Forget the tent. Think about it. Someone walks by you right now. Also, we did this.
We didn't do shit, man.
I know we didn't do shit.
Well, I
don't
mean,
wanna be
we have-
implicated in shit.
We have a pretty good alibi, though. You see, this guy's been dead for a while, and we've only been here a
Yeah.
little while.
I don't care. I've got mushrooms and weed on me. I'm out of here.
Wait. You got weed on you and you haven't been sharing?
I was waiting for the right time.
It's gonna be
And
crazy. Someday they're gonna test you guys for weed, and you guys are all gonna get kicked out of the league. It's gonna be crazy.
They're never gonna do that. They know that it's good for the human body.
Yeah. What do they call it? It's good for your blood pressure or something.
It's called Don't Ask, Don't Tell, buddy.
Oh yeah, that's true. I remember that policy.
Yeah, we just don't talk about it too much. Thanks. So yeah, let's move on. Where are we supposed to be going here, Leo? I know that the map looks all weird now, but where were we supposed to be going?
When I look at the map, what do I see?
It's just a basic, topographical map of the area. You can see the main path that you're following leads from the east all the way across the western side of the forest over to the main area where there was a car supposedly waiting for you, where your friends have been setting it up. You're only a day into the forest at this point. Easily a day out of it if you head back the way you came from. If you kept going forward, you're looking at about 2 days to get through the forest.
But that's to get where our destination is, though.
Yeah.
And what's at the end of the destination?
There's a car they have set up for you to, head
Who does?
back. I don't know, whoever
Who's
you set up
they?
as your friends, your student council compadres.
Gotcha. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
they're
so
hooked up.
they-
They would definitely be there waiting, already partying up waiting for us.
They would have
Gotcha.
drove you up here and dropped you off.
So I look at the that. Well, the rest of the Greek council buddies are up over here. We can continue the path up, but and I just kind of look at the body and I kind of get nauseous and I hold my stomach like, I don't know about this guy. It's real bad. It's real bad.
Yeah, but if we go back that way, there's nobody there for us.
It's true.
And I point my finger on the line that's in blood. And then I kind of do my finger to it, and I go, that all looks like blood, doesn't it too, my friend?
This is real bad, man. I don't know
Well,
what the fuck's going on.
but you're the only one that's had the map. And we know that you're like the jokester of the council. This could all be... What is going on here, Leo?
I swear, man, I had nothing to do with it. I was sleeping out here. Well, I was trying to sleep. I was tossing and turning real hard tonight, but man, I don't know. I wouldn't do anything like this.
But-
This is sick, dude.
But you're also the guy that did the best ruse ever on the pledges, sure. It's legendary.
I mean, I know I pranked all the freshmen, but come on, man.
No, you didn't prank like just some of them. You pranked the whole freshman class. We don't even know how you pulled it off. Still,
I don't
I
even
think.
know how I pulled it off, dude. I bribed everybody, man. It wasn't just me.
Yeah, we figured it was Daddy's money, and now you don't even know what you need. We need to go that way, and I point my finger on the map, and then I look at the other two new guys, and I kind of usher them over and look at the map, and I say, "This is the way back out," and I and show them the thing, ask them what they think.
Oh, I'm an expert at reading maps here. Let me find the compass rose here. Oh, it's really easy to turn around on these. Alright, there's the north right there. Alright, yeah. You can just follow it out, I guess. Do you remember where our last checkpoint was?
Well, we're going west, actually.
Oh. That's right, there's no marker on this map that says where we are. Well, that makes it a little bit harder to use, doesn't it?
Are we really trusting Lawnmower Man here with the map?
I mean, I've read... It's a lot harder, in the games they tell you where you are, so it's really easy to keep track of everything.
Hey, Bud, and I take his hand as he's kind of like trying to figure out his finger. I imagine his fingers in the map, and I put his finger right in the circle that's on the map in blood, and I smear his finger around the circle, and I pick it up, and there's it's got a little blood residue on it, and I go, "That's exactly where we are."
Okay, that's good. Alright, which way is north, though?
And then I take his finger again, and I draw it over to where we need to go, and say, "That's where we're going."
Okay.
There's no checkpoints. There's only hopefully no more dead guys.
Yeah.
I need, like I said, I need to make it to camp. The rookie mini camp is in 2 weeks.
Well, I mean,
2 weeks from Monday.
if
I
it
need
makes
to get there, and I don't care about this dead guy. I'm not worried about that.
Okay.
I now know that we're gonna be able to smoke a doob later tonight. That's gonna be great. I look over Randy and kind of give him, the rock and roll horns or something like that, and
well,
I go. So let's just move on, man. This doesn't matter. None of this quarrel has anything to do with us. If you feel like it's that,
yeah.
we'll pick up the tent that we have, and we'll sleep in shifts if we have to.
Okay,
So
that's
come on,
good.
let's go.
Yeah, we should be good. I mean, we'll die of dehydration way before 2 weeks anyway, so it's perfectly fine. Let's just get out of here.
Right.
Yeah, right. You guys are packing up and headed out then?
Yeah. This is like an adventure, guys. I'm looking forward to this.
On an adventure. So Leo, as you kind of get everything gathered around and you start heading out and you're following this map and kind of following along where it's telling you to go, your next checkpoint that shows on there is it looks like what looks to be an old Volkswagen minivan. Has been drawn kind of like half-assed on the side of it, and it kind of has a little circle and arrow points over to where it is. A good part of the day goes by. As it goes along, it just seems to get hotter and hotter until it's like well in the 90-degree Fahrenheit type of temperature, and it's just sweltering hot. There's a slow drizzle coming down in the area, just making it absolutely miserable. After a good 4 or 5 hours, it's roughly in the afternoon, you finally see this old Volkswagen van. It's this kind of grown up around in the middle of this forest that you're in. And actually, I could do a little screen share to show you, maybe.
Yeah, I'd like to think that because of the sweltering heat, that my feet, due to obviously being in, dress shoes, completely inappropriate for the environment, my feet are sweating profusely, and I'm just generally sweating profusely because I am not accustomed to this environment, and I'm just like, man, it's so fucking hot. I'm trying to fan myself, but as I fan myself, I only make myself more sweaty and hot. So it's just an endless cycle of hot and sweaty and miserable.
Yep. As you come upon this old van, you can see that the windows are covered in what looks to be some sort of black, like a soot almost, but it's very oily looking. You can see where it has streaks left down on the window as the rain hits it. The whole place smells like urine and feces.
Goddamn hippies.
Up against one of these windows, you can see what looks to be a bloody handprint and what looks to be maybe like a skeletal hand or something that's still kind of pressed against the window.
Looks like we got a Grateful Dead montage out here.
No, this doesn't look like the dead to me, buddy. This looks like where people come to die.
That's what the Grateful Dead are all about, man.
By the looks of it, there's no road in this area that you can find, and how this this old van got in here is really hard to tell. The trees around it very old, much older than what the van itself is.
Yeah. What are we doing here, guys? It doesn't have to be just me making all the decisions around here. I look at Randy and go, "Hey, you want to take the point on this one?"
Yeah, you would already see Randy walking up. He's got a gleeful look on his face. He digs these kind of vans. He's gonna kind of try and look in the window.
When you look in, you can kind of smear some of this really nasty black, sooty, oily substance out of the way. It reeks horrible, so you kind of wipe it off. Inside, it looks to be just piles and piles of human bones that have been piled inside this thing. You can see a few skulls. Everything seems a little bit off, though. You know, like when you see one of the skulls, you can see that it actually has two jaw bones, where there were different, two separate mouths would be. Inside of one of the chest cavities of one of these other skeletal bones, you can see what looks to be another skull inside of it, like they had a head inside of their chest cavity. Another one has several arms that kind of branch off of it. They all look very strange and mutated.
Wait. Who the fuck gave me this map? First of all. No, seriously, who gave me this map? You mean to tell me somebody in the Greek Council gave this map and they drew a Volkswagen on the map knowing what was at Volkswagen? Why didn't anybody tell me about this map?
When you think back, you can remember, getting this map in the mail, or in your mailbox on the front of your dorm door. One of the members from the council obviously dropped it off, but
that's fucked up. That's real fucked up.
Oh, I get it. This is you've been set up. You see, one of the people in the council's a spy. He's out to get you.
Oh, they're real funny on the council, ain't they? They think they're gonna prank old fucking Bartholomew, but I'm gonna show them. I ain't scared.
Well, you
Really, secretly, he's terrified. He's shaking.
And then Rex behind Leo as he's having this whole thing, and he goes, like, right behind him. And do you jump like crazy?
Yeah, exactly. I ain't scared. And just to prove how ain't scared he is, he's gonna walk up to the Volkswagen and open the door. Well, if he can open the door.
yeah, it's rusted in pretty good and stuff. You can push it open. I need to get 2 drops from you though.
Oh shit!
Just as you're about to open the door, you probably hear Randy saying, "Don't," and then
I'm good. I'm good for it.
All right. As soon as you open up, it takes a bit of a push to get this thing open. It finally slams open. You can just see a big pile of bones, slide down the steps of this old Volkswagen bus, and they just kind of land at your feet. They're all different bones of the body and stuff, but they're always kind of crooked, and they're a little bit mutated. You can see extra bones that you don't recognize, and some of the skulls have like 3 eye sockets or an extra nose cavity. Everything seems really off about these things.
These are.
And he kind of just says out loud, "Ha ha ha, real funny, Brent," and he's referring to he's assuming Brent's the guy on the Greek Council who sent him the map, because he's that fucking guy that would do such a thing. He's like, "Yeah, Brent, real fucking funny," and he doesn't take it seriously because he just thinks it's a practical joke at this point. It's like, ha 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 ha.
From my experience, Leo.
Wait, are you blaming this on me? I'm sorry.
No, I'm just making people up.
Oh, okay, yeah. Brent, okay. Yeah, because I was about to say, it wasn't me.
No, Brent with a B.
Brent. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Brent.
From my experience, these bones often come to life. Just make sure that you have a blunt weapon and you can put them down pretty easily.
Well, do you have one?
Do I have a blunt weapon? This knife is pretty blunt.
Yeah, so Leonardo opens it, discovers the corpses, and begins to kind of just look around to see if there's any other discernible interest besides a terrible amount of corpses and fucking skeletons.
I have a flashlight. That's pretty blunt too.
Well, we're in the morning time. I mean, we're good.
Yeah, it's about mid-afternoon now. As you kind of dig around and you look up into this van, it's just more of these bones and stuff. It just looks like more and more bones have been piled in here for years, assumably. They're all a little bit weird and stuff. As you kind of step back off and you look across, though, Randy, can I get 2 drops from you?
I'm gonna try to grab a large femur bone as a souvenir.
Okay. Yeah, there's definitely dozens of bones around.
Nice.
Alien bones.
So as Randy is kind of watching you do this and stuff, Randy, when you look down, you can see something kind of, tickling along your leg. When you look down, you can see this vine that's sort of like wrapped itself around one of your ankles, and it kind of constricts a little bit tight. As you pull yourself away, you can automatically start hearing the sound of a rattle next to you, and then the sound of another rattle, and it's just a cacophony of all these little rattling sort of sounds. As you can look around, you see a couple dozen rattlesnakes that have been scattered through this area that you've disturbed.
Shit. And that's around all of us?
This whole little grove area just seems to be swarmed with them as they're laying out in the sun trying to get warm for the day.
Randy, trying to stay as still as possible, kind of reaches round, trying to slap someone on the shoulder behind him.
That would
Whoever
be
it may
me.
be.
Wait,
That
wait.
would be
Guys,
great.
I know how to
Guys.
stop this, guys. I know how to stop this. Do any of you have an instrument? I'm
No.
like 35% sure this will work. Oh, well, that makes it a lot harder. Shit.
I've got a Walkman.
Oh, yeah. Play some music and toss it behind them, and then they'll be distracted by the music and we can run away.
But then you lose your Walkman, Randy.
Oh, then you let the snake bite you. I don't want it to bite me.
Shit.
Trust fund boy over here, Leo can buy you a new Walkman.
I can get one
I
on
mean,
discount
I
from my
can't
work.
technically hear you because I'm in the bus. Well, I can kind of hear you, but it's muffled, and I don't really know what you're saying.
Yeah, you hear Leo. He says it's perfectly okay.
You
I
see
heard
Randy start to go through some tapes that he's got on him. The aforementioned, Sonic Youth, some Nirvana. Pulls out a Genesis tape, looks at you, tries to hide it. Puts the loudest thing he can have in his collection currently, some Black Flag,
Love it.
and his Walkman. Okay, what do I do now?
Turn it up really loud
Okay,
and just throw it behind the snakes, and that'll scare them off.
It doesn't have a speaker on it. Isn't that for the headphones?
just for the head. It's just headphones.
Oh no, I didn't think this through. Can you make the headphones like really, really loud? It's not a boombox. Oh no.
No, it's a.
Oh no. Maybe you can throw the headset at the snakes and scare them away. Just throw the whole Walkman at the snakes. Just throw something at them.
Alright, as he says that, I'm just going to throw the Walkman at the nearest snake.
Yeah. Why don't you give me 2 drops?
Did you just throw them?
He told me to throw the Walkman at the snake. 4 and 10.
Yeah, you kind of clock the snake, right in the midsection. Immediately it lashes out at what's left of the Walkman and kind of disturbs. You can see that it's these little 2 pock marks in your Walkman along with the droplets of venom. This thing slowly starts slithering away. As the does so, some of these other ones kind of move out of the way a little bit. As they quiet down, they look like they're more just, trying to get away from you really than, bother you too much. So, they slowly start to move away a little bit as you kind of step away from them and make your distance.
You must be really proficient in snake charming. That worked really well.
Yeah, let's just get out of here. I don't like snakes.
I just think that was incredibly lucky.
Oh well, you see, in a lot of games, luck is a very important skill to have. You never want to dump that as your stat. It's very bad.
So you can say these snakes look a bit rattled.
10 out of 10. That's definitely worthy of a villain's final pun.
So yeah, Leo, as you step out of this bus and have this large femur bone in hand, you can see Randy just chuck his Walkman at one of these snakes, and all 3 of the other guys kind of back away quickly from where they're at, kind of get back to the main path area. leaving you there. You can hear the rattling of these snakes around you and stuff as they start to slither away.
He kind of just does that, like, he looks to his left. He doesn't move, but he just looks with his eyes to his left. Looks to his eyes to his right. Looks to his eyes to his left. Like, he's trying to, like, gauge the situation. Like, what the fuck is that? No. Like, he doesn't know anything about nature. Like, he knows all about everything. He doesn't know shit about nature, trees, and nothing. He knows absolutely nothing.
Rhett yells out to him and he goes, "Go around to the left, buddy. They're retreating to the right over here."
And he kind of looks like a caveman the way he's holding the bone femur in his hands, like, you know, like you can imagine. And he just starts working his way to the left, but he looks like he's ready to smack something at a moment's notice.
I just suggest he doesn't do it on the poisonous snake.
All right. Yeah, when you get back over to the path, you can hear these things kind of still rattling in the distance a little bit, but they seem, now that you're out of their vicinity and where they're trying to warm up for the morning, they're kind of, calming down a little bit. Don't seem to be following you or harassing you in any way.
Yeah. I'm just gonna follow Rhett's. Rhett clearly knows what the fuck he's doing, and so I'm just gonna do exactly as he dictates. I'm just gonna very cautiously move over in the direction he said I should. And but I'm ready. Like, I look like I'm ready to smack a snake in its face at a moment's notice. No, I don't realize it's a snake. I'm ready.
When you look at the map as you kind of congregate around to try and get your bearings, you can see that it goes up ahead a little ways and it kind of splits off in two direction wise a little bit. On one side of the map, you can see where it says bottomless well. Bottomless is kind of put in quotation marks, and it has a little picture of a stone well. In the other direction, it shows the watermill ruins, and you can see where the Uihlein River runs through the forest. You can see this what's ruins of what's left of the old textile mill that used to be there. Which way would you like to go?
And then there's a straight line to the forest if we want to go through the forest instead.
Yep.
I mean, obviously Leonardo is going to vote for the path that's fastest to the car so he can get out of the forest.
Do they look pretty even
yeah,
the
they
way
just
around?
kind of Y out like this and then come back together in the distance. It looks like it's going around a large cavernous area.
Okay.
The bottomless well sounds like this, some sort of mythical treasure there. Maybe we can find something interesting there, guys.
Yeah, this forest has been laden with treasure so far.
Yeah, it's been great.
See, that's what they put the dead bodies there to scare you away from the secret treasure.
It worked!
It worked out against everyone else, man. We're
Well,
lucky. We all passed our wisdom saving throws, so we're good.
What time of day is it roughly, sorry?
It's about noon, a little after noon, so about 1 o'clock-ish. Yeah, just late afternoon. Leo, as you kind of dig out your pack and you get into like your Pringles chips can or whatever, as you're munching along to go down this path,
Exactly.
when you pull one out, you can see that it's just covered in maggots. And when you look in the can, the whole thing has been swarming with flies and maggots. Your beef jerky, your old Sasquatch Jack Links jerkies and stuff, everything just seems to be spoiled and covered in flies and small maggots.
I'm in just the sheer state of disbelief that, like, all these pristine things that I paid high, top quality money for are rotting inside of a backpack that was never opened. It's like, the fuck, man.
You give a little bit of a sniff to your water canteen, it just smells like piss.
Fuck, dude, all my shit's rotten. How about you guys? You guys got anything? I'm hungry.
Hey, wait, I've seen this before. You are cursed. We have to get you to a church. That's the only way to remove the curse.
I just roll my eyes at you.
You have to pay $500, and
I roll my eyes so hard you almost think I'm having a stroke.
that's honestly the only way I've ever seen.
Seeing what's happening with Leo's supplies, Randy's going to pull out his box of animal crackers with his secret stash.
That seems to be pretty decent for the moment. You don't have any problems with that. Still smells quite right.
Thank God.
Give here, man. I'm hungry. I'll eat anything. He totally doesn't realize what it is.
Yeah, he'll hand you a couple of mushrooms.
He just absolutely scarfs. He's literally hungry. He just scarfs it right down. He doesn't even. This shit tastes like shit, man. Fuck it. Just eats it.
Well, it's I what? Did you give him those mushrooms, man?
Yeah.
Hey, Leo.
Do those mushrooms make you like super strong, man?
Oh yeah.
As he's chewing, a stem is hanging out of him. What? What?
How many of those mushrooms did you eat?
8 of them.
You know how like the stoners that we joke about, they talk about those mushrooms they eat, and they eat one of them.
Those fucking losers, yeah.
You just ate some of them.
And he just stops everything he's doing, just like his eyes grow wide like saucers.
Dude,
What?
You must feel super right now, dude.
And you ate 8 times the amount that what they eat.
He's just flabbergasted. He doesn't even have anything. He doesn't even have anything to retard at that point.
That doesn't make any sense. He's not nearly large enough to have eaten 8 mushrooms. Shouldn't he be like gigantic right now?
Leo, why don't you give me 2 drops?
There it is. Good. Oh, off the fuck.
Yeah, actually dropped.
Literally dropped.
He told me he rolled 2 ones, and that counts as his character dying.
Oh Jesus, he's out of luck now.
He
He
overdosed
was on a
on
total
mushrooms.
trip.
He overdosed on mushrooms and died. The
That's
end.
hardcore. Damn. You hit one button on your keyboard, your fucking life ends, apparently. Shit. Fucking shit. No, I'm good.
Good. All right. Yeah, you're just gonna be tripping balls for the next couple hours.
Doesn't that take like 40 minutes at least? God damn, these are some good mushrooms. Woo! Ooh, okay.
Yeah, I've got a buddy who works in the biology lab, and a buddy that works in the chemistry lab. They've been doing the work
Dang,
together.
fuck you. I'm tripping already. I just ate them. It hasn't even gone through my metabolism. What are you talking about? That's not chemistry. Okay.
So as you guys watch Leo kind of rushing down the forest after something, kind of what do you decide to do?
So it begins.
So Randy, let's say we head on down this trail where the well is, and if we need to, we'll throw the game nerd down there, and then we'll continue on.
Yeah. Yeah. This is killing daylight.
Yeah.
Right.
And I go over and snatch up Leo so that I'm keeping a count on him because I know it's gonna happen to him.
They probably
And I look at Randy as when I catch up to him. I look over at Randy and I go, "Hey, if I make him puke, will he trip less?"
Nah.
Yeah.
I think he may have had some purple mushrooms mixed in with the red ones. That's never a good thing. But here they're pretty poisonous.
Just try not to scare him too much.
All right. And then I kind of hold him under my wing a little bit.
Yeah, as you walk for probably a good hour and a half or nothing, it's just this old forest path. You really don't come across anything. Eventually you can see the sun starting to get kind of high on the horizon. You can see it's probably about 5, 6 in the evening. The air is kind of cooling off a little bit. There's a nice steady drizzle that's still coming down. It's keeping things a little bit cooler. Randy's eyes have been wide for the past couple hours now as he just kind of looks around, mumbling about whatever he might be seeing. As you kind of turn this bend, you come up into what's a little bit of a clearing. You can hear the rushing of water in the distance, and you go to look at the map. You realize, the Randy, wherever he left the map, somewhere down the path that he dropped. as he's staring off into nothing. But you're pretty sure you're somewhere close to where the Uihlein River would be, and you can see this large stone well, and with the old foundation of what used to be a house or something up ahead. There's a large stone ring that's been set up where people normally camp out for the night, and you can see the logs that have been chopped down and set around the campfire, and some areas cleaned out where tents normally would go.
Looks homey. Looks pretty normal. Think all four of us can fit in that tent.
Well, you know how it is. It's always bigger than it looks on the inside. I've learned that from tons of games. Trust me, once we get in there, it'll be gigantic inside there.
Okay, wonderful. Well, you helped Randy set it up yesterday, so why don't you do it again?
Sure. Let's do it. I get
And
a ton of experience doing this.
And I go over and I grab Leo and kind of slap him a couple times, just playfully, not like to hurt him. And I go, how are you doing, buddy? See any little mushroom men or like? I had a friend one time tell me that he saw the mushroom guys from that new Mario game.
Oh, the Goombas! Yes.
Yeah, he saw those one time when he ate the mushrooms that this crazy fucker here just ate a lot of.
Yeah. I'm more familiar. No, yeah, it could have been. No, Goombas eat you though. You don't eat the Goomba. I think you might be a bit confused.
I don't think that people have a lot of sense when they're on this drug, my friend. So it makes complete sense.
I guess that makes sense because it makes no sense.
Sure.
And you guys see out in the distance, you just see Bartholomew's like so fucking hungry, and he just starts gnawing at the tree bark.
Okay.
It's all bad. It's just all bad. There's nothing good to come of it. He has no idea what he's doing.
I reach in my pack, take out a little bit of beef jerky, start eating on it, and I go, "Hey, Leo,
And,
what are you doing?"
Like, oh! And he like immediately like ape in the jungle on all fours, just like he starts primate style moving over to you.
As you chew on your bit of beef jerky there, right, you can feel something kind of like wiggling around in your mouth. You can feel a bit of a buzzing against your cheek. You look down at this, and you can see that all the flies have kind of got inside this wrapper, and the whole thing is spoiled.
And I take a bite and I spit it out. You know what I mean? And I look over at the package and I go, "It seems like anything that had to do with that tent is spoiled."
It's cursed. I'm telling you. You must have picked up like a cursed tent. If I know anything about tents, even if you try to get rid of it, it's going to stay with you.
That's why we left it there. Hey, do you mind if we just do that? Do you mind if we just take a break real quick? Because he's got to take a leak, he said.
Oh, yeah, go for it.
Alright. So why don't we just take a quick break, guys, and then I'll be right back, too. I can go to the bathroom.
Yeah, we've got 7 minutes. Yeah, let's take like a quick 3-minute break, and I'll be right back too then.
Cool. The mushrooms, though, I was hoping I could find a way to get my character to eat them. Oh.
Why am I not surprised?
Are they penis? Like, the strongest mushrooms I've ever seen in real life are penis envies. I've literally seen, like, 0.5 of penis envies fuck everybody and anybody up. I've never seen anybody eat those and not get fucked. Completely fucked. Even the most hardcore psychedelic kid gets wrecked by penis envies. I don't care who you are, it's just, they're that strong. Like, that's almost what I imagine. Like, one of those would wreck somebody, let alone 8. That's
I think if you've never taken mushrooms before in your life and you just ate 8 in one single sitting.
I mean, as far as real life, I've never been into mushrooms. I was always more into LSD. But, I mean, The one time I fucked with penis envies, I regretted it horribly. Like, it completely. I had the constant experience that I was kept dying and coming back to life. It was terrible yet awesome.
What kind of name is that for a mushroom anyway?
They're no joke. Like, they're literally.
Oh no. With a name like that.
What the fuck is with that link? Are you serious? Is that link really that long to one stupid picture? Wow, sorry about that. What the
Google image
fuck?
clicks sometimes.
Yeah, their links
They
are
look
usually...
like these mushrooms look like giant penises. Like, that's why they're called penis envies. Like,
I could figure that out for myself. And I'm certainly not going to put in penis envy into Google. Thanks very much.
But yeah, no, I kind of like I imagine my character from now on. It has no idea what's going on at all. He can barely discern reality from not reality at this point, which is great. I was hoping this would happen at some point. It's really great. It's everything I ever wanted out of this game. This character is everything I'm not in real life, so it's good. It's good.
We got, just wait for Corey to get back. We got 7 minutes left of this tier, and then the final 40 minutes.
Cool. I'm good till 12. So, yeah.
I gotta get some D&D in soon. Tomorrow.
Alright, Corey's back.
I gotta relog. My camera is exploding. I'll be right back.
Okay.
I need to get a camera, fam. I actually just saved up enough money to be able to spend at least $20 on a camera, so maybe I'll get something soon.
You can get some pretty decent ones without too much of a cost.
I don't know. I know nothing about cameras. I don't know anything about cameras.
I just got a simple, what is it, a Logitech one.
Logitech, how much it costs you?
It was like $40, like 35 something.
Yeah, your quality seems pretty decent, all things considering. I mean, for $40, that's about what I could spend on a camera. I've never had a camera for any of my experience. I mean, it would be cool. What I don't like about not having a camera is like none of my dice stream stuff shows.
Yeah.
I can't put any cool like headers so people can see my character's name and stuff. So I kind of feel left. I feel left out with that. Sometimes.
I gotta set up my other computer video card. Once I get it set back up, I saved Check's your link there for doing the overlays and stuff. I gotta make some overlays.
Yeah, I don't even know how Chex does half the overlays he does. It's like wizardry as far as I'm concerned.
I did a video on it, or a blog.
Yeah, the
I'll need to
tutorials
watch
are up on the page.
Well, shit, I'll need to watch that.
Well, you need to read it.
Yeah, it's a blog.
Oh shit, I missed out. I must have missed that somewhere. Oh, I think I might have seen it. Was with the XSplit maybe?
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, I didn't read it because I don't have a fucking camera. So it didn't really.
It works,
didn't really
it
apply to me.
works without a camera as well. You can do it without the cam.
Really? Well, no, this computer that I'm using right now is seriously trash. I wouldn't even bother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I
yeah.
get my real computer up, I got $100 in the bank right now. I need to get a new motherboard and some new fans. The whole problem is my computer overheated in general, and it fried my motherboard. So I need to figure that out. People have been suggesting to get liquid cool, but I don't know anything about liquid cooling.
Unless you're doing a really hardcore gaming.
I was, honestly. I was pretty... I built a gaming computer specifically for gaming. I spent at least $1,100 on it, but... At $1,100, it's an entry-level gaming computer, but it's not really enough for the cooling requirements and all that shit. So I fried it.
Alright, start this timer back up. Alright. So yeah, where you're at, Leo, you can hear what sounds to be like a child crying from the well. Rat, you too, you can hear this, what sounds like a whimpering or just a younger child.
He doesn't hear a cry, he hears woof, woo, 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 and he's just like, dude, there's a dog out there, do you hear that? Must be a big fucking dog, man. He's totally tripping balls at this point.
Yeah, and I look at him and I go, all right, it's not a dog. Actually, it sounds like a little girl. Sounds like it's coming from inside the well.
And as he looks at you, all he sees is like the centipede thing from Alice in Wonderland. Like, right.
Excuse me. You know, you can constantly hear this. Only Rhett you can hear it. The other two, you guys don't hear anything coming from it, but you can hear this. It sounds like just a child crying. If you happen to look over there, you can see what looks to be large insects just kind of crawling up out of this thing and scurrying off into the ground. You know, there's large, ants and spiders, flies, other weird insects crawling out of this well and scurrying off into the underbrush.
Yeah, I'm gonna suggest that we kind of not mess with the well and sleep in shifts for overnight. Make sure everything's okay.
Yeah, from my experience playing D&D, it's always good to have a watch. Who's going first?
I'll go first because I'd rather be last. You know what I mean? So that I can I'll wake up first as well.
Okay, just make sure that the least trustworthy person goes last. So if they fall asleep, it's not that bad.
I think that's you.
Oh, shit. Okay. I got it. Just make sure that our associates aren't high on their watch. Oh, shit.
I think they already are. I was gonna have Leo go first.
Yeah, yeah, let's do that. I'll go last.
No, I was going last. I said.
Oh, well then, I guess I'll go second.
Oh, I guess I'll go first then. Just me and Leo. Keep an eye on him.
All right. So
Because Leo's gonna be up regardless. He's gonna be up until tomorrow probably. He's be tripping balls all night.
all right. So Randy, Leo, Jeff, Rhett. All right.
Yeah.
Leo immediately starts trying to climb a tree that's entirely too big to climb, considering it doesn't have any tree branches at all.
Leo thinks he's climbing a tree. He's actually just holding a twig in his hand.
Okay, yeah. He's holding the trick. Man, I want to climb this oak! And he's just sitting there. He's just looking up at a tree with a twig in his hand. Like, I got this, man.
As you guys kind of settle in for the night and the sun kind of sets on the horizon, you can hear the constant chirping of these bugs in the forest and the birds and everything. Once the moon starts to rise up in the distance, everything in this forest just goes completely dead silence. All you can hear is Leo as he tries climbing his tree and whatever he's doing as you try to keep an eye on him, Randy.
I still got that femur bone, too, don't forget.
Oh, yes.
I'm wielding that like a club.
But the forest itself is just complete and dead silence. A good couple hours pass as you keep an eye on everything around you. Seems pretty common. And then you can hear just like a little bit of a tink beside you, and then another one. Something sounds like it's like hitting the tent that the other two are in. As you kind of look over, you can see Randy in the Leo in the distance. It doesn't seem to be him as he's still focused on a little pile of rocks that he's sitting in front of. But you do see something every now and then come out of the darkness and hit against the side of their tent.
So is this on the opposite side of the tent from where I am?
Yep.
Yeah. So I'm going to kind of crawl around to, say, the front of the tent and kind of peer out from behind it on the side I can see it hitting.
Yeah.
Try and see what it is.
When you kind of sit there for a few moments pass before you can feel something else again. It kind of hits the tent and drops down. When you look down at it, you can see that it looks to be a finger, severed finger. When you look back up, you can hear another one hit the side of the tent, and you can see another, what looks to be like an ear. And a few moments later, another piece of something that looks like maybe some sort of like peeled away flesh, just a little chunk of flesh. And they all kind of scattered. More and more just kind of seem to rain down around this tent every few moments. If something hits the tent.
Is that waking me?
I don't know. Do you wake up?
I don't know. How would
You
we
would wake,
determine it?
you would
So
wake up because
you said I
Randy
was.
would start shaking your tent upon seeing this. There's bits of flesh raining down. Yeah, he's just going to start shaking your tent.
Well, okay, because I was like, because I'm a pretty sound sleeper, so unless
So yeah, Randy kind of shakes your tent and wakes you two up inside. What do you guys do, Jeff and Rhett?
I look around and how long has it been?
Probably about 2 hours.
What's going on, guys? Are people freaking out?
So you said I'm sitting by a pile of rocks staring at it?
Yeah. What do you
Sounds
see?
about right. If you guys see me, I'm just talking about some advanced mathematical equations that don't even make sense.
Well, I think we might have to reboot your friend here. He seems a little out of it right now.
I'm talking about like spatial harmonics and the space-time continuum.
Yeah.
As you kind of look around, Leo, you can see what look to be younger girls, like maybe 9, 10 kind of years in age. They have a soft blue dress. They look very transparent to you as they kind of walk through the forest. They look at you, occasionally seem to be smile, but they all have the same exact face on them. You can see some of them
Emily!
drift
Emil!
off into the woods.
Where have you been? I've been waiting for you. I built a shrine for you.
Anybody else who's outside who might kind of look over at Leo, and he can see that he's like talking to Emily apparently in the distance, but you two can see what looks to be these young girls in blue dresses kind of wandering through the forest. Out in the distance, they're a good 100 yards or so out, but just kind of mingling in between the trees and stuff. Every now and then you can see something move across the tree limbs up higher above, like some sort of form that's moving through the shadows.
Maybe there's something out there trying to get us, guys.
You think?
Yeah. Maybe we need to get a light on it or run away. I have this big flashlight. It's pretty heavy. Maybe I can pull it out. Give me a second here.
Why don't you look up your tutorial?
Yeah, they didn't. I don't like survival horror games. They're a little scary.
Oh.
And he would pull out this ridiculously huge flashlight that would almost look like a mace. It's so huge. He would flip it on, and it would be pretty bright, at least 1990s bright.
Mm-hmm.
And he would just kind of scan around trying to see what it is.
As it kind of passes around, you can see all these younger girl ghost type things kind of fade away whenever you put the flashlight near them. They just kind of disappear. When you're flying it up into the tree limbs and stuff like that, you can see what looks to be this really old, ragged-looking woman. She's dressed in, looks like an old 1800s sort of dress. She has a bit of a bonnet on the back of her head. She's very obese underneath what's left of these ragged clothes, but you can see these two plump arms and these legs, and she's kind of like holding on to one of these limbs very awkwardly. You can see that as soon as the light hits her, she just kind of pushes off from this tree limb and jumps through to another tree in the distance. You can follow her a few times before she seems to kind of get away from your shadow and you can't find her again.
Guys, I think there might be some ghosts here. Maybe we should get out of here. I don't think any of us took mushrooms, right? It was just those two, right?
Randy, why don't you give me 3 drops?
Oh shit, that's not good.
Oh, hi.
Oh, good. As you can hear Jeff talking to you, he can kind of swing his flashlight around, and just a few dozen feet away as it comes to a stop as he's speaking to you, you can see this form of this old woman crawling down the tree. She's like head first crawling down, almost like a squirrel or some sort of crab-like creature, crawling down the trunk of this tree, and she hits the ground. You can see her just skimming across the ground, running in your guys' direction. What do you do?
See a creature running in our direction?
Yep, it looks like an old, haggard-looking woman, just crawling down all 4 across the ground in your direction.
I don't think Randy would have enough time to run or say anything, so I would imagine there's a backpack, probably Leo's backpack lying nearby.
Probably.
Just gonna grab it and throw it straight at her.
I know what to do.
If Leo sees it, you're like, Tabitha, I'm so glad you made it. Look at this shrine I built. Look at it. You know, he's just so hyped. He's so hyped about the shrine he built, but he didn't really build it, just a pile of rocks. But
I know the move here. I'm gonna do the leaping cross chop with my morning star. He readies his flashlight, preparing to attack after Randy does.
That
Yeah, as
doesn't
soon
make
as
any
the
sense.
backpack, hits this woman, it just kind of explodes whatever was in it. It seems to be one of Leo's old backpacks. So you see deodorant and hair gel and styling mousse and a couple condoms and everything kind of spread across the ground and explode as it hits the side of her. When it
why
falls
did I
down.
bring condoms for an all-guy adventure? What?
Hey, you were in the steamy tent. If you want to give me
That is true.
give me 3 rolls, Jeff.
All right. As I do this, I look at him and I said, "You always came prepared for everything." And what if you found a girl in the woods? You needed that. And I rolled the 3 dice, and well, that's not good. I rolled a 1.
All right. As soon as you kind of swing around to club this woman, she just kind of piles into you. The both of you hit the ground, rolling across the ground a little bit. When you look up at her, Jeff, she looks like this very old, haggard-looking woman. Her jowls kind of sag down. She has this big, toothless grin. While she has this one little tooth that kind of sticks out above, it's been filed right down. Very fang-looking. You can feel she kind of grabs a hold of your shoulders, her claws sinking into your shoulders. Something down below, like in your midsection, seems to grab a hold of you, too. And when you look down there in the other areas, as you kind of look, you can see 2 more arms come out of these old rags and grab a hold of Jeff's midsection, and then another set of hands. So there's 6 large hands, or 6 arms with hands on them, kind of grab a hold of them. And you can see her face just bury right into the side of his neck.
Oh, it's Goro! No!
She kind of pulls away, and you can see a bit of his neck kind of pulls away with it as well. And she kind of jumps off of him and back into a tree. And she quickly climbs up a tree much, much faster than what she seems like she could be moving. All 6 of her legs, or actually all 8 of her arms and legs kind of crawling up the side of this tree. You can see Jeff on the ground, this huge gaping wound on the side of his neck that's just bleeding out across the ground.
That's real.
Seems very real.
Okay. I run over to where Jeff is.
And
Am I
that's what
turning? Oh God, no! That is
Yeah.
disgusting. Oh, that is all the nose.
But she went up the tree, you said, right?
Yes, she quickly crawled up a tree.
Yeah.
Tabitha, where are you going, Tabitha? Tabitha?
Hey. Hey, that's not Tabitha. Pipe down. Shut up. And I run over to where Jeff is, and he fucked.
He's looking pretty rough at the moment.
I go, hey, he looks pretty screwed up, buddy. And I look over at Randy and I go, I think Jeff's gonna be expired, buddy.
Get some cloth, tie it around his neck, stem the bleeding. Have we got in it? I'll look to see where the backpack exploded, to see if there's any clothes in there that I can just tie around that wound.
Yeah, Leo had a few polos in there, a couple pairs of pants, a shorts, tie.
Sorry, buddy, I just ruined your whole finger.
Yeah, he's entirely
Collection.
too much stuff in that backpack. Way too much stuff. I don't know. You don't even know how he fits it in there.
Cashmere underwear? I didn't even know that was a thing.
Definitely in there.
It sounds snug though.
$100 pairs.
Guys, you gotta stop the bleeding. I mean, if I live long enough, maybe you can cure me from becoming a zombie.
You're taking this well for a guy that's bleeding out.
The guy is. I think I'm running out of hit points. Oh
Hey,
God.
Hey, Jeff, shut up.
Let me
Shut
tell you
up and
this.
just let us try to help you here, buddy.
Rick, keep an eye out. I think that thing's going to come back.
Yeah, I don't. And I look up around the trees, What do I see? I reach in my pack. Is my knife still in there?
Oh yeah, your knife, whatever you had in there, is still in there. You kind
Yeah.
of shine the flashlight around and stuff. You don't see anything moving around. Every now and then you can hear this loud whimpering in the distance. It seems to be coming from all different directions. So every now and then you might hear it to the north of this, like almost like a child crying, and then it'll silent down, and then you hear it off to the east a little bit closer. And then next when you hear it in the west, it sounds like it's further away.
Nice shout out, child. Do you need some help?
All you get that comes back is just like this evil cackling sort of laughter.
I look over at Randy. I go, I think we should ignore the. Do you hear that crying? Does he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it wants to help. Whatever it was.
Yeah, I don't really know what's going on here, buddy. I think
Yeah.
we're in trouble.
Yeah, let's grab these two dipshits and get the hell out of here.
All right, how's that? How's he looking?
He's bleeding out very quickly, so yeah, you don't look very good at all. So whoever has Jeff is gonna have to give him a hand as you move along down this path or whatever you do.
I look at him and I go, "Hey Jeff, we're gonna help you, buddy. Okay, and the way we're gonna help you is we're gonna tie that thing around your neck till the bleeding stops. Hopefully that doesn't choke your air off. If it does, I guess that just means that you I don't know what that means exactly, but
I get to have a cool scarf. I feel really, really bad. Okay.
Yeah, and you'll have a cool scar too, buddy. You know what they say, chicks does scars. You might actually get some.
Maybe I'll get advantage on the intimidation checks. Yeah.
I think he's gonna have to come up with a way to save his death.
Someone keeps disconnecting. Who's disconnecting here?
I believe it was Morgan disconnected.
Oh no.
Yeah, we got two of him.
Yeah. You there, bud?
I don't hear him. You guys know? He'll be back.
Bear with us, folks. We're experiencing technical difficulties. We're right back after this short break.
Haha.
Uh-oh.
Alright, can you hear me now?
Yep.
Alright.
Yep.
I don't know what it did, but it made me like completely log back in. But anyway, let's see. Last I heard was right, you asked if you could hear the crying too, if Randy could, which he does as well.
Okay, so
And, same thing with the cackling sort of laugh when you call out to, ask who's there or could you help or whatever. You just hear that cackling sort of laugh.
yeah, we decided that we just are gonna beeline it to the thing, and we're just gonna fast forward right to the end, and then we'll be good. Sorry, you were gone for that, I think.
Certainly.
Yeah, no, we I would absolutely look at Randy and go, I don't know, buddy. Hey, Leo,
Yeah, man.
are you still all fucked up, buddy?
I think so, dude. I don't know what's going on. Tabitha won't call me back. Emil won't answer my calls either. I don't.
Alright, well, let's, I look down at Jeff, and is it look like he's gonna make it?
If you could get him somewhere quickly, yeah. If not, then
Well,
no.
no, we don't got no way to get him anywhere quickly. We don't even know where we are anymore. Where's the map?
I have the map somewhere. Fucking no. What the fucking? I don't know where the fucking map is, man. Here. You got my backpack, but it's not in my backpack.
You can see him looking through everything, but there's no map to be seen anywhere.
When did you lose the map?
I just kind of look at you with this dumbfounded expression, like I have no idea what
Alright.
you're even asking me.
Whenever I get lost and I don't have a map, I just pick a direction and I go for it. That's what I would do.
You're handling this really well for a guy bleeding out to death.
Just pick a place. Just go.
That sounds like a good idea. I'll pick the direction away from the scary fucking monster.
That
Yeah.
sounds like a good idea.
Who's helping Jeff?
Not me. I've got Leo.
Yeah, I was tying the finger around his neck, so I'd probably help him up.
All right. So as you guys, struggle forward, and as you grab a hold of Leo and you start going down, you can feel like a burning sensation on the back of your shoulder, Rhett. You can feel your hair kind of getting tugged a little bit. When you look around, there's nothing around you that you can see, but there's just a sudden sharp pain on your back shoulder. Give me 3 drops.
Dang.
No.
You're being hardcore, man.
12, 16, 17.
Good. Leo, as you're kind of, helping him along and stuff, you can see that this blood is kind of like seeping on the back of his shoulder. You can see it's shaped sort of like a pentagram that it kind of bleeds out to look like on the back of his shoulder.
Oh, on my shoulder?
Yeah, on the back of your shoulder.
Uh-huh.
As you hurry down this path, you kind of go past where this old well is in the corner. You go past the old water mill. You can see the ruins of it and stuff. Eventually, it just comes to the end right where you're crossing the Uihlein River. You can see on the opposite side of the bank, it's probably about 30 yards across. It's a pretty good rushing river, especially with all this rain. The whole river itself is kind of clogged up with debris, and it has like this bluish sort of oil slick across the top of it. On the opposite side of the river, you can see this old hiking trail sign, and you can see it shows like a map and a couple different paths that it's showing.
How long have we? How far did we walk for this?
Yeah, for about 15, 20 minutes, so maybe a little over a mile.
Okay.
I can't quite make out what the sign on the opposite side of the river says. Off to the side, you can see
how far is the river?
It's about 30 yards across. You can see an old boat that's tied to like an anchor type thing on the side, but the boat itself is like in pieces and kind of decaying. You can hear like the rustling behind you, and when you guys turn around with Jeff's flashlight, you kind of flash around, you can see this spidery woman creature, whatever, kind of climbing through the trees, making her way in your direction. The closer she gets, you can see more and more of these little blue ghost-type girls kind of crop up, just crying. You can hear their sobbing in the distance around you.
I immediately says, "Get out of my head! Get out of my head!"
Unfortunately,
pierces my skull.
Unfortunately, I don't think they're in your head, buddy. They're really there. I make my way over to where the boat is. Is there any like life preservers, even like the old circle ones or anything like that attached to the boat or anything like that?
There's a few old life vests. They're kind of torn up and don't look very useful, but they're you can manage something with them.
Or at least be able to hold on to them so we can get across the water. All right, yeah. I suggest that we do that, and I tie one onto Leo so that he doesn't get lost on over the river, and I start making my way across the river to where that sign is.
With Leo, why don't you give me 3 drops, both of you, Leo and Rhett.
Yeah, but I've got him tethered to me with the life preserver tied to his chest or whatever.
Yeah.
There's not a 1 in that. It's a 7, 12, 17.
All right, good. And Leo, what do you have for rolls? Give me 3 drops.
I'm clean.
Good. You can kind of make your way. As you get about halfway across, you can feel some more of this debris kind of hitting you. It's a very oily slick. You get a bunch of leaves and sticks and stuff like that. As you kind of get about halfway across this river, though, you can see more human limbs kind of coming down. You can see what's left of a half of a person's skull float on by. As you do so, and you can see these bits, you can hear more and more voices. Once you get to the other side, and you're getting grabbing a hold of Leo to help him up on the opposite side of the bank, Leo, you can feel something grab a hold of your ankles down beneath the water. Randy and Jeff, what are you guys doing?
Okay. So we wait.
I'd imagine I'd be supporting Jeff's weight, watching Rhett get across the river,
Okay.
waiting for him to get a hold of that boat and bring it back to us. But we're keeping one eye back behind me as well.
All right. Yeah, well, you have Jeff's flashlight, so as you kind of flash it around, you can see this spidery witch lady kind of crawl down one of these trees. She's only a couple dozen feet ahead of you, and she kind of stops, staring at you for a few moments, cackling. She kind of stands up on her, what looks to be her legs, but they're actually human arms. She pulls herself up. She makes a few weird movements with her hands, and you can feel a whole bunch of snaky vines and stuff start twisting around your ankles. Behind you, you can hear the roar of the water as it kind of laps up higher and higher behind you, as the river just kind of starts to overflow. Why don't you guys, both of you, give me 3? Actually, Randy, give me 3 drops. Jeff, I need 4 from you.
Oh no, I see the light, guys.
Did something grab me or no?
Yes.
Do I need to roll?
Yep, in just a moment.
Jeff is super dead.
All right, so what happened? You can describe your death in all its glory.
Dang it.
You
So
see
you got this.
Jeff is sitting there, and he's bleeding out really bad, and he kind of looks around in the last death throes of his life, and he's like, "Wait, guys, I remember. I think in this game they're coming out with, if you go in the water and you climb back out of it, it'll heal you." And you just see him roll, and he just rolls off the boats and falls in the water, and he doesn't come back up. I know he's tied off, but he kind of goes limp and lifeless in the water.
So you can see the rushing water drag Jeff's body down to the line that he's kind of tied to and tethered to. It was nice and tight, so in the distance you can just see him rushing, this water rushing by him as he's floating on the top, getting hit by all these dead human limbs and leaves and debris. This oil slick stuff kind of covering his body, slowly sucking him down below. Yeah, why don't you give me 3 drips?
Actually, I'd like to pull on the rope like a madman too. Can I roll as well?
You won't have to do that. Yeah, you can start pulling that in as you pull his body across. It's tethered to this boat too, so you can start pulling Randy with him as well. But I need 3 rolls from Leo.
Yeah, and he's just like, "No, Dad! No, Dad, I could do this! I don't need you!" And he just starts...
Excuse me.
3 drops. Oh, I got a 1.
Got a 1.
And I got a 20 and a 10. So
Alright.
I got the first one was a 1, so...
Yeah,
I
you
got
can
a 1
feel
on this
these
game.
claws digging into the back of your calf, and then up out of the water as you're kind of trying to hold on to Leo with one hand, right, and you're trying to pull this rope in with your other hand. You can feel Leo's grip just starting to lose away as he kind of fights to get away from you, as he starts yelling about his dad and stuff. You can see this another arm come up out of the water, grabbing him by the back of the head. And Leo, what does your glorious death look like?
Oh, that hard.
Oh no!
That hardcore, dang. And he's just, so what did he do? So wait, what do I see from my angle?
From where you're at, you can see Rhett up on this bank, whatever. He has you arm in one hand, on the other one he's kind of pulling this boat across, trying to get a hold of it. Your grip on him is starting to slip. Behind you, you can feel these claws kind of digging into the back of your calf, and then you can see this other arm come up out of the side of your vision and grab a hold of the back of your head.
So I mean, I just give Rhett this reaffirming sad look, and I just kind of "No, Dad, no, I could do this on my own. And I let go of Rhett's hand. And I take the club in the bone femur in my hand. And I just start swinging behind me as it, I let go of his hand and I start swinging behind me. And I kind of fall in slow motion. I'm just swinging and I plunge into the water. And I just struggling.
When you kind of fall down below this water, you can see this old haggard-looking woman kind of anchored down to the base of this river. She kind of grabs her hands. She's just crawling you down, pulling you down beneath these waves. You can hit her several times, and you can see some blood and stuff kind of start spewing out from her body where you're hitting her with this club under the water.
He has a moment. He's like, "You're not my dad."
And then you can, those of you above just never see him reemerge. You can see the water turn this like sickly blackish red sort of color around where he's underneath the water. As you kind of try and pull this boat across that has Randy anchored to it, and on the far side you can see Jeff's body skimming across the top of this water. What do you do?
I pull Randy towards me, and then hopefully I'm able to do so. And when he gets to the shore, I help him ashore and go, "Hey, buddy, I think it's just me and you. We need to get the fuck out of here." I think I know we're supposed to be going west. I think west. West is certainly this direction, and I'm pretty much awake, aren't you? I don't think I need to sleep yet.
After that, hell no.
All right, let's make way. What do you think? And he definitely looks a little freaked out to see that one of his friends definitely expired right in front of him.
Yeah, let's get the hell out of here.
So you can see it's still early morning somewhere, probably like 2, 3 in the morning at this point. The moon is kind of set on the horizon, so it's just casting this bluish white glow across this path. As you guys haul ass down this path, you can hear the bones and stuff crunching. Every now and then you can hear like this laughter coming behind you by this cackling sort of witch creature. Up ahead, every now and then you can see all these look like younger girls in blue dresses, where you used to see them before walking through the forest. Now they're just hanging in trees by nooses as you pass by. They kind of disappear every time you try to actually focus or look at one of them. It seems to disappear a little bit, and you're never able to kind of get your bearings. As you come around the corner of this path into the clearing, Randy, why don't you give me 3 drops?
So I get like an inspiration thing now?
Yep, you guys that are dead, you guys get inspiration. So you can describe how one of these two kind of lucks out a little bit, so they would only have to make 2 drops.
Yeah. So that was 2, 5, and 8.
You're good. As you come around, you can feel your foot catch on a branch a little bit. You're able to stumble a little bit and catch your bearings. When you look up, you can see this what looks to be a large Volkswagen bus in this clearing up ahead of you. The whole thing's covered in vines and moss. The windows are kind of black and sooty. You can see skeleton bones covered around the ground in front of it where the doors.
Is it the same? Wait, is it the same one that we saw before?
Yep.
Ah, crap. We went back. Wait a minute. How are we back here?
I don't know, Randy.
We didn't cross a river again.
No, we didn't.
At least we know where we are. We know the path back from here.
Yeah, we know the path. We know the path to the. And he does stumble a little bit, and he looks like it's definitely starting. He's a little bit of self-doubt coming into him for the first time you've seen. And he goes, but why don't we go the other way this time? Like, we went towards that well, and that wasn't so great. Maybe we should go the other way. What do you think, Randy? I don't know.
It's worth a try. While we're having this conversation, Randy's going to look around to see if his Walkman is here.
Yeah, you flash it around for a few moments. You don't see any snakes or anything, but you kind of get your bearings, and yeah, your Walkman's right where you threw it.
Yep,
Yes.
definitely the same Volkswagen. Fuck.
Yeah, I think we should head off over, and I remember where we went last time, and head off this way, and
As you start to move away, right, you can feel like almost like a hand kind of caresses the side of your face. Your hair is kind of blowing behind you a little bit. You can hear these words. They kind of whisper in your ear, but you're not able to make anything out. It's just like a whoosh, 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 whoosh. You can definitely feel something kind of grab a hold of your shoulder and kind of pull you back a little bit, and then it's nothing again.
What the? Who was that? And I look over my shoulder, and all I see is Randy, right?
Yep, you don't see anything.
Yeah.
When he does kind of look away from you, Randy, a little bit, you can see what looks to be some sort of ruin kind of carved in the side of his cheek that's bleeding a little bit.
Hey, did you hurt yourself? Did you run into a branch or something?
I could have.
You kinda got blood.
And I reach up, and he points at the side of my face, and you say it looks like a rune there.
Yeah, it looks like some sort of like a letter or something. It's not like a normal looking cut.
Do I feel that when I put my hand over it?
You can feel where it's cut, but you wouldn't be able to see
I
and
would-
tell what it is.
Okay.
Yeah, Randy would probably see it after I point it out. Dude.
What does it look like? Is it a certain letter?
As Randy, as you kind of look a little closer, it doesn't really look like anything you know or whatever. Pretty sure you saw it in maybe some old Deicide books or albums or something, but you're not quite sure what it is.
Dude, you've just pulled a Glenn Benton.
I wish I knew who that was, but I'm trying to pull a Joe Montana. So, let's get out of here, man.
Rhett, why don't you give me 3 drops as you guys, kind of turn and start making your way down this path again, planning to move off in the opposite direction.
No one's.
As you move forward a little bit, you can feel the ground kind of give out beneath you. Randy's just on the opposite side, but you can feel everything around you kind of collapse, and you slide down like this large mud pit sort of thing. You can feel your head get cracked on the back of the back of your head get cracked on a rock or something. You just slide down a little bit, kind of shake your head and get your clearing, and your eyes look around. You can see you're in what looks to be like a small little cavern. Up against the wall in front of you, you can see 4 women. They probably in their early 20s that have been chained to the wall. All of them have really badly been scarred up. You can see burn marks on them. Teeth marks have been where they've been bitten and lashed. All of their abdomens have been cut open, but now that's all sewn back up, but it's clearly infected. Up above, you can see Randy on the edge of this hole, kind of looking down at you. There's 2 braziers, one in either kind of corner of this room, kind of lighting it up enough to see. And you can see what looks to be this dirt tunnel coming up out of the floor into the room. The girls that you see chained up against the wall or something, you can see that they're screaming and like trying to say something. They can see you. Their eyes are kind of wide and horror, but there's just no sound coming out of their mouths.
All right. Well, I had my pack on still, right?
Yep.
All right. In my pack, there's a rope, and there's also a football. I'm gonna try the rope around the football and look up to Randy and say, "Hey, I'm gonna try to throw this up to you, buddy." And I'm, quick on my feet and with my decisions. What do I have to do?
You can throw it up there just fine. If you actually want to climb up there, you'd probably need drops. Yeah, but you can throw it up there just fine. I don't know if Randy's good enough to catch it or not, but he's able to gather up this football and tie it off to a local tree or something like that. As you kind of pull on the rope to make sure it's nice and tight, it seems to be, but you can see this spidery hag kind of come up out of this hole, staring at you. You can see has 8 eyes going across her forehead. Once you can kind of see her in the light, her skin is covered in like these burns and these lash marks, but she has a little bit of tufts of hair. One of her legs is completely rotted away; it's just a stump. She kind of looks over at these 4 girls that are chained up to the wall, and you can see this evil-looking grin on her face. And then she turns back to you and starts rushing at you. What do you do?
I try to haul ass up that rope. It's not something that's foreign to me. I mean, I'm a foot. I've definitely tried to climb ropes before in football training and such.
Yep. Why don't you give me 2 drops?
2 reps. Yeah. Hey, anybody want to help me with that? And I'm not trying to beg, but
Yo, if you're feeling that, dog, you need that spiritual support. I got you from the afterlife. I got you right now. Go ahead,
So now
I got you.
I can
I'm
just
gonna
roll
give
one
it.
now.
Yeah, I'm gonna give Rhett my inspiration thing.
All right, so just one drop, Rhett, as you kind of
You
see
feel
these
like
images of. Go ahead.
Yes.
See these images of Leo kind of sinking beneath the surface. This one's for
so.
you,
So
Leo.
you feel this warm sensation come over, and it's like you can almost hear a whisper in the wind. I got you, bro.
And I always liked that kid, even though he was always talking about his dad and how rich he was and such. I always liked him. So yeah, I, I feel pretty strong, and I pull myself most of the way up, and then I look down, and from right outside the hole, I go, "Can you talk to me?" And then I pull myself up into there, um, and then I just kind of look my head over the edge. Is she right there below me now still?
This hag woman, yeah, you can see she's climbing right up the side of this tunnel type thing. She doesn't really pay
Yeah.
attention to the rope. She's climbing up the side of it. As you kind of give one last look at these four girls that are, chained up down there, you can kind of bit of a recognize as you kind of remember these, back towards the beginning of the semester. There was a pretty nasty crash. Used to be four lacrosse player girls. They got into a bad accident. From what you heard, their bodies incinerated in the fire from the crash. But this looks an awful lot like the girls that you remember. As you kind of turn away, are you guys hauling ass, or are you hanging out to visit with this lady?
I look at, I don't know.
Up ahead in the distance, you can hear this chugga chugga sort of sound of a copter as it's flying over. You can see this large flashlight kind of beaming down onto the ground in the distance, kind of almost like they're searching for something or somebody.
Yeah, as soon as Rhett came out of the hole in the ground, I would have grabbed him, lifted him up, just kind of pulled him back.
Yeah, I'm kind of out of it a little bit, and I go, that woman thing and I just grab him and push him and say, "Come on, we're out," and just start running away.
Just before we move on, I looked down the hole, and she said she was climbing up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to take the football, because I imagine I would have taken the rope off to tie it around the tree, so I've just got this football in my hand. I'm just going to throw it straight in her face and then start running.
Yeah, you can see this kind of hits her right on the face, pretty much. Kind of bounces off. It seemed like it, slowed her for just a moment. Her 8 eyes kind of glare in your direction. They have this soft blue sort of glow to them as they kind of focus on Randy. She kind of pulls herself up. You can see her chasing you down behind a few. Rhett, you're obviously much faster with this athletic build as you kind of start pulling ahead a little bit. Randy, why don't you give me 4 drops?
No.
Yo, this is the time, Joseph.
Yeah, I'll
Bro,
give Randy.
Hook
You
it
hear-
up for Randy, the
You hear the voice of you hear the voice of Jeff in the back of your mind, and it says to you, "You've gone so far. You must have leveled up. This has to be easier for you. You've learned so much."
Yeah, boy. Sticky.
All right, so 3 drops then.
3 drops, 15.96.
You're good. So, Randy, as you kind of haul ass down this, you seem to get that last bit of inspiration as you kind of have the ghost of Jeff on your shoulder telling you how you've leveled up, and you get this little inspiration bit, so you're able to keep up with Rhett as he's running down the path in front of you. You can hear this chugga chugga of this helicopter in the distance. You can come around the path in this clearing as it sets down up ahead of you a little bit, and you see a man has the door open on his chopper as he's kind of hanging out, and you can see he has what looks to be like some sort of flare gun, and he shines this flashlight in your direction. You get cascaded in this bright light as you're running towards this copter. When you look over your shoulder, you can see what looks to be the shadow of this hag creature kind of scurrying away from the light and back into the shadows as you board up on this copter. So I will let you guys finish the story. How do you see it happening?
So, I get to the copter. It's nothing weird, right? It's just.
Nope, it looks like a rescue kind of copter. When you get to the side of it, you can see the little American First Aid symbol on the side of the copter, the American Red Cross. The guy in there kind of pulls you up aboard, and he's like, we've been searching days for you. It's been almost a week now.
It's been a week. Seems like it's been 2 days. Right?
Yeah, you see Randy as he jumped in the copter, he'd basically the far end of the other door. He basically pressed up against it, and he just nods his head frantically.
And yeah, the guy, that pulls you up on board nods. It's been 7 days. We started looking 2 days ago for you.
No. Well, we lost two of our own. Leo, his father's, yeah, I don't know much about, I mean, I don't know about his personals, but he was and he just starts rambling about, the council and such. Um, and then he goes, I didn't really know the other kid. He got his neck bitten off, pretty much, by that thing that was down there. It looked like a woman, kind of ish, with 8 legs, and you're never gonna believe
He's
me,
like,
anyways.
son. He's like, just relax. We got you. And you can see that he kind of nods over and he's kind of starts mentioning off all these medical terms of like hysterics and schizophrenia, and kind of mention these different things. Maybe some sort of shock. Obviously, you have some sort of mental shock. He's just kind of going through these lists. So you can see that he's getting vials ready to give you shots and stuff as the copter kind of flies away.
And yeah, Rhett is gonna not want him to give him any shots or anything like that.
Yeah, as the word hysteria gets mentioned, Randy kind of looks at him and says, "You saw it. You must have seen it."
His son, we haven't seen anything. You guys have been out here for days, no food, no water, I'm sure. And he kind of points to the box sitting beside you that kind of spilled out of your pouch and your animal crackers, it's mushrooms. And he says, clearly you boys have been having quite a good time the past week. I'm sure it's just your mushrooms, if you will, and your dehydration. Lack of water can make you hallucinate a lot. Your boys will be just fine. You can see the copter kind of like heading out of screen, and the credits start to roll up a little bit. You can see this guy kind of reach for you guys with these vials as the screen goes black.
Okay. And we survived!
And that is the end of the forest.
I'm kind of glad I died, to be honest, considering how lucky I was in the last game. I was so lucky. I didn't roll a single one last game.
Yeah, I didn't either this time.
But then I rolled one when I insta-killed.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. I was
Yeah,
expecting
you rolled the
more.
one at the wrong time, though.
I feel like there was way more drops in the last game, like, by far.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, we started like a half hour late, granted. But, I don't know, what was with that? Like, was it just a scenario, or?
Yeah, just a scenario, because the last game kind of was danger right from the beginning.
Gotcha.
Where this
I
one was
liked
kind of
it.
more dependent on where you were or what you were doing.
Once my character ate the mushrooms, it was just all out the window. That was it.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty
He
much.
never ate a mushroom in his life, so I had to play it like he had no idea, like,
Yeah, he's never taken drugs
That was
before.
fucking fun, though. I'm not gonna lie. That was fun playing a character that was completely tripping balls, because I'd have been there. So it was fun playing a character I could relate to. So
Oh, that's awesome. That's fantastic.
yeah.
Awesome.
So Rhett goes on to be a total bust in the NFL. But he does get to be like that guy that's holding the clipboard. So like the fourth string quarterback. So at least he does hold a job the whole time, but he never gets to play though. Not once. He never takes.
String quarter.
Yeah, he never once in his career takes a snap.
It works out in the long run. It works out in the long run for him because years later he stars in a show called Baller with The Rock.
Goes from team to team to team. And how does Randy make out in life?
Randy is a clerk for the rest of his days.
Aww, that's kind of depressing.
Oh, that's too bad.
To be fair, when I came up with the character, I automatically thought of Randall from Clerks. hence the name.
Okay.
Yeah, well, I guess he's living his dream then,
That's
Yeah,
right.
totally.
as long as he's happy. Oh
Totally.
man.
He's happy at Best Buy Video.
Oh,
Yeah, that's funny.
trolling the
So,
customers.
yeah, guys, I absolutely love this. This was a lot of fun. I've been looking for games that are a little less technical. Just like this. Just do you hit a one or no? I love it. I love it. It's
That's what I wanted. Is
easy.
just a change of pace of something to do more of a story than a game, I guess.
I love narrative focus. Like even when I play DM 5e, I try to cut out a lot of the crunch. I just do 5e because I know 5e, but like I try to cut as much crunch and make it as narrative as possible. So it's always fun